Hello, my name is Carolina, and this is my Territorial Acknowledgement. My house is located in Maple Ridge, on the way to Alouette River and Golden Ears Mountain. The Halkomeam word for Maple Ridge is written on the screen. It translates to the place where the golden eagles are. Settlers first arrived in this area in the 1950s, the majority of whom were from Hawaii and known as Kanakas. This is the Hawaiian word for human being or person. Kanaka Creek was named after this community of people. Although there were no residential schools in the area in which I live, there was a residential school only 20 minutes away in the city of Mission, and I would like to acknowledge the pain and suffering and injustices that took place there, as well as other residential schools all across Canada. The land on which I live is the traditional territory of the Kwantlen First Nation and the Katzie First Nation peoples. This is unceded territory, meaning that this land was never ceded or signed over to the Crown, but was taken or stolen. Both the Katzie First Nation and the Kwantlen First Nation are known to be expert boatmen and navigators of the waters, and it has become clear why they would have lived in this area. During salmon season, there are an abundant amount of salmon that run up the tributary that runs past my home. The streams around my home are often filled with fishermen. This resource would have been largely beneficial to the indigenous peoples. The many forest areas nearby yield wild plants and other sources of sustenance or healing that these peoples would have used and benefited from. I give thanks to these indigenous nations because I am able to live and prosper on their land. I have the privilege of living in such a beautiful environment, surrounded by nature. This land has many waterways, mountains, and forested areas. There has also been a major impact on the wildlife in the area. Many different animals can be seen around my home. Deer are often rushing around through the streets since the forests have been cut down, and bears frequent my neighborhood and the complexes nearby looking for scraps. Today, this land is covered in developments. I myself moved here 4 years ago, and even today it looks much different than what it did then. Acres and acres of trees are being cut down to make room for newcomers settling in the area, with a huge demand for life outside of the city. Cars rush by on their way to camping or hiking near Alouette. During social events such as festivals in the town square of Maple Ridge, there has been more of an Indigenous presence in recent years. This is in connection with the attempts at reconciliation. It is nice to see the community come together in these attempts. However, in my opinion, it should be at all times that this presence is seen, and not only during an event or a show. Thank you for watching and listening to my territorial acknowledgement. This process has made me learn a lot about the history of my area and Maple Ridge in general. It has been an eye-opening experience.